The shoulder matrix. Anytime you hear the word matrix, it's going to refer to basically 6 movements: forward and backward, side to side, rotate in one direction and the other. These are the 3 dimensions of space we live in. The sagittal plane is all about flexion and extension, moving forward and backward. The frontal plane is all about lateral action, whether it's side bending with elevation and lowering of the opposite arm and shoulder, or the hip hiking up while the other one drops, or just pulling away from the body into abduction or drawing toward an adduction. And then the transverse plane is all about rotation. Can I internally rotate and externally rotate? Can I rotate my body right and rotate it left? We should be able to accomplish all of these movements. And that's why doing a matrix of movements is going to be a 3-dimensional exploration of joint action. And by doing that, all the muscles are going to have to learn how to accommodate the movement that the bones move through. Now, in the book and in the videos, you're not going to find us using a tremendous amount of weight, because the body in itself, for many people, could be all the weight you need. And I don't want you to get the wrong idea. Dumbbells and kettlebells and barbells can be brilliant tools to increase someone's strength. But unless the body is moving to a certain degree of optimal level of performance, adding external resistance in the form of weights may be a little bit too overwhelming for the body, and then you're just going to be reinforcing some type of compensation. So when we're demonstrating these, I'm more about, can we get the movement cleanly established? And can I work on that movement and improve it? And once it's improved, can I load my body with more weight? Now, if you think about it, the weight of the arms is somewhere around 10, 12, 15 pounds, depending upon the person. Holding that arm out here for a prolonged period of time is going to be fatiguing. Some will fatigue faster than others, depending upon your level of condition or maybe the level of strength in certain areas of your body. So, in order to perform the shoulder matrix, we're going to be moving forward and back, side to side, and rotating left and right. You can pretend to hold on to dumbbells, or if you're in the mind for it, go ahead and grab some dumbbells yourself. From a profile, we'll see that a forward reach is going to go up above head level, preferably. Now, if you've got shoulders that don't like to go very far, then stay with a limited range of motion. But the goal being, hopefully, is that over time, you can reach a little bit more and more. Now, I'm not going to try and stay very robotic and still and static with my body. I actually want my body to incorporate some integrative assistance with my arm reach. And as my hand goes in one direction, you'll see that my hips go almost every time in the opposite direction. Or at least they travel slower in the same direction. So in regards to the forward reach, I'm going to reach upward and notice how my hips draw back. This is going to load the backside of my body with this forward reach, teaching the low back, the hips, the hamstrings, all how to participate, including the rotator cuff, as I reach forward and return to center. Now that's a forward reach. The second motion is an overhead or backward reach. As I reach back behind me, my hips will travel forward. And then I come back to center. Every time I reach back, I'm hoping to see that my hips travel at the same speed, the same rate of speed that my hand is traveling, just in the opposite motion. Now, by driving my body forward while my arm goes back, that starts to wake up my anterior chain. Instead of the back side of the body, it's the front side of the body. So I'm going to see that my quadriceps, my hip flexors, my abdominals, all of those are going to start to lengthen and load and then shorten and bring me back to center. Along the frontal plane with the shoulder matrix, I'm going to reach out to the same side. So left arm is going to reach sideways to the left, and you'll see how my pelvis drives to the right. Then I'm going to take the arm on the right side and reach right while my pelvis travels to the left. Now, what this is doing is not only strengthening the muscles surrounding the shoulders, of course, but it's starting to load into the tissues along my body, teaching the rest of my body what should occur when my arm reaches in one direction. Then I can go in the opposite lateral action, which is taking the arm overhead and reaching across to the right with my left arm, letting my pelvis travel left, and then taking the right arm, reaching overhead, and going to the left while my pelvis travels right. the transverse plane, I can do a same side rotational press where my body is going to rotate back and my right arm, as I'm rotating right, is going to reach up behind me. Come back to center, and then left arm, rotating the body left, is going to reach up overhead and then come back down and return to center. This is going to excite all the muscles that attach my left shoulder to my right hip or my right shoulder to my left hip. So really, what is the shoulder? Is it simply what you saw in an anatomy book when you were going through school, the humerus connecting to the clavicle and the scapula? Where does it begin? Where does it end? If I'm moving my shoulder and it's connected to my hip and down into my foot, I don't really know if I actually have an area that I could consider a shoulder. Isn't it the whole body that's working? So the trouble with a lot of shoulder problems is we don't get the integrative movement to occur. And the shoulder has to do all of the work by itself. It gets overwhelmed and inflamed. And often the cases we get rotator cuff tears or bursitis. So just by integrating these types of motions through three-dimensional space, we're going to re-educate the entire body how it should move every time the arm goes somewhere.